things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
The mic is not on. The mic is not on.
Good afternoon and welcome to Huawei Connect 2020. I'm the moderator. Today's theme is Huawei's autonomous driving network accelerates digital transformation. Now first, let's welcome Mr. Hu Xiangdong, Assistant Research Director of IDC China, to introduce the developments and applications of AI-powered intelligent network industry. Distinguished guests and dear guys online, good afternoon. I'm Hu Xiangdong from IDC China. Today I'm very happy to have this opportunity to share with you about AI-powered intelligent network industry. I would like to talk about the developments and applications. Before I start, I want to ask you a question. About 1 year ago, when we were having HC in Shanghai, could you imagine what would happen in 1 year? And now, when you are sitting here, maybe it's difficult to you to have imagined that you may have wore masks for most of the time this year. From this diagram, you can see because of COVID-19, most of the major economies have been greatly compromised. Here we have some forecasts. The forecasts cover the period before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after the pandemic. From our forecast, we can see besides China, most of the developed economies have quite gloomy forecast, even negative growth forecast. I think you may also see some industries that have gone bankrupt. But at the same time, there are some innovative industries or companies who are booming. They are not that seriously affected by the pandemic. In the process of economic development, some enterprises are seizing more market landscape. We have interviewed some CIOs globally, and we have found that there are companies who are more mature in terms of IT transformation. They have larger business scale online. So they are more willing to face up to the pandemic, they also have stronger awareness of risks, and they have robust contingency plans in place. They are not affected by the pandemic. On the contrary, they have won more markets. Let's also take a look at the pandemic, about how it affects global economy and how are different countries performing in the recovery phase. We believe one day the pandemic will leave us after a vaccine is successful. But how will the landscape be like in the future when a pandemic is over? Now we can see in China about 70% of companies have already entered into the stage of post-pandemic recovery phase. They are now in a new normal. But why China can take the lead? One of the reasons is because China has strong control policy in place during the pandemic. And also, many Chinese companies are prioritizing digitization in their development. According to IDC statistics, 40% of enterprises have gone into a new stage of digitization. They are staunch supporters of digitization. They are in digitization 2.0. And in this stage, they prioritize digitization as one key company strategy. And according to our forecast, half of such companies, half of their investment will be in IT digitization by 2025. So at that time, expenditure of digitization may not only be consumed by IT departments, but also by business departments. They need better response in terms of digitization. And now we are seeing more employees are the new millennials. They will be the major workforce for the future. And now only 30% of global CIOs are driving digital business. So there's a gap. In a new normal, when we build an enterprise with new digitalization strategies, we call such enterprises the enterprises fit for Digital 2.0. They are the future enterprises. They have 9 features. For example, they have future of industries, they are future of customers and consumers, they have future of intelligence, future of trust, and also future of connectedness and future of operations, and also future of digital infrastructure. In the future, all the infrastructure and the devices and those people who use these devices should be digitized and are connected. So these are the connectedness for the future. Therefore, connectivity plays an important role, and connectivity should be futuristic. And what are some features of such connectivity? They are timely responded, they are resilient, they are ubiquitous, and in the future, all things are connected. In the future, more companies are digitized, and these companies can provide all-around experience online. And these are the connectivity and the connections for the future. Maybe someone may ask, now we already have networks. Our employees can already use intranet and the internet, not only when they are in the office, and also when they are business trips. However, Our current network has already gone through 30 to 40 years of development, but there's no revolutionary change in the legacy network. This is also one of the reasons why legacy networks cannot satisfy future connectivity development. And also, now we need higher requirements on employees' skills. For example, you may need to pass Huawei IE certificates so that you can satisfy the needs of your job, of those manual operations. But this is still people-centered. In the future, operations will be things-centered. We need to pay more attention to equipment and devices. They are separated from your business. They are just businesses running on the equipment. Therefore, we still say legacy networks cannot satisfy the requirements of future connectivity.
For CIOs, what networks do they need? In view of this, we have conducted a kind of IDC-centered global survey. We find that some of the enterprise clients, they have various requirements for internet access. And as a result of the survey, we have found the following we have come up to the following findings. Then you can find how these companies are keeping pace with computing and storage automation. For the building of a data center, if you are maintaining in tens of thousands of servers, you need only 1 to 2 people for all the things to be done, including installation to configuration to the maintenance. But you know, for automation of online is totally different. In the past, you can see the computing power is going up, but the use of internet is way different. For these enterprises, automation is only part of their concern. They find that artificial intelligence should be of benefit or should be of value to their network. Can that make our network more intelligent, more automatic? So these are some key findings that we have come to in our survey. Just now, I talked about digital transformation and the digitalization priority and also the priority concern of the client. Most of the clients want the change in the following 2 domains, namely automation and intelligence. We think they are, in order to help them attain these 2 goals, we are proposing the idea of AI-powered intelligent networks. It is different from the past concept. Not only we reduce manual operation, more importantly, it is centered around the business that are carried on devices and equipment. In the past, a lot of manual work is done. And for the design of architecture of the conventional network, requirement and instruction comes from outside the network. The network itself does not have a life. But now, we want to conduct data collection inside the network and conduct intelligent analysis so that problems can be fed back to human beings in a proactive way. We are using artificial intelligence in automation and intelligence. Now, let's take a look at the evolution of artificial intelligence. We divide it up into 5 stages. For the first stage, it is mostly led by human beings. without intervention of the machine. But at the 5th stage, intervention by man is minimal. Mostly, it is run by machines. A key turning point is happening at the 3rd stage. At the 3rd stage, we are seeing machine leading network development. And it is also in this stage that we are seeing the reversal of the role played by machine and human beings. And AI-powered intelligent network, at which stage is it now? So far from what we have observed inside the industry, we think it is now at present between level 2 and level 3, either in terms of programmable chip, hardware and software product, complete solution, or in terms of enterprise campus network, telecom service network, or data center network. We believe the AI-powered intelligent networks are now sitting between level 2 and level 3. Then, do we have qualified vendors in the industry that can deliver qualified product and solutions to enable such a network that sits between level 2 and level 3? Do we have any choices? So far as from the data we have tracked, we have selected those top vendors from around the world, and we look into the solutions provided by them. You see, these solutions are different from each other, and different solutions have different functions that are enabled. On the whole, they comply with the requirement of AI-powered intelligent network. For some of the clients, when they want to choose vendors to develop and deploy their network, when the client have puzzles and questions in their mind, in the past years, together with Huawei, we are now doing work for a kind of white paper defining autonomous driving DCN indexes. In this report or white paper, we are trying to formulate a system with indexes for evaluation of network that are to be deployed by our clients. And if you are an enterprise, from day 0 to day N, for network of different level, what are the capabilities required? What are the task force you need to carry out? This white paper gives the answer. And also, based on our global survey, we find that for the end users, there is a huge requirement for AI-powered network. For just 2/3 of the respondents, they want within 2 years' time to upgrade their network to level 3. So just now, I shared with you our understanding of the network, the market, for digitalization transformation, for future plan of enterprises. We hope that the enterprises should consider difference for different applications. Say, for example, for people doing work at home, how do you satisfy their use experience of the network solution? Are they able to gain access to resources they need from the network? And these things should be considered before you come up with a business plan. For enterprises, not only we need to consider connection in the future, in the post-COVID-19 period, and also we need to consider the use of digital methods, digital plan, to integrate it into strategies of our company or enterprise to step up their investment in this AI-powered intelligence network solution. We believe when enterprises were thinking about upgrading their network, an AI-empowered one would be a viable choice or a sensible choice. It will, at the end of the day, enhance competitiveness of a company in the future. Thank you. That's all for me today. Thank you, Mr. Wu Xiangdong, for his wonderful speech. And we can see that automation and intelligence are become the biggest concern of enterprises. And the AI-powered intelligence network has become a consensus or has seen consensus from the industry. In the future, next, we are going to have Guo Dazheng, president of Huawei NCE Data Communication Domain, to give us a speech. Let's welcome him. Good afternoon. Hello to our friends online and offline. I'm Guo Dazheng, responsible for Huawei NCE Data Communication Domain. Today, I'm very happy to talk about ADN empowering faster industry innovation for new value together. ADN is short for autonomous driving network. This is not a new concept. Actually, 2 years ago, Huawei was already proposing the concept of ADN. Today, I'm very happy that after 2 years of hard work, on campus, in the data center, we have already translated this concept into a real product. So this afternoon, I want to talk about how ADN is employed to solve problems on campus and in data center. How can we help our partners accelerate their pace of innovation? First of all, let's take a look at challenges facing data center. And we're going to use campus network as an example. As was said just now, COVID-19 has tremendously changed the way people live and work. In an initial stage, because of isolation requirement, a lot of people have to do work online at home. Students cannot go to schools as well. They can only go on with classes online. Now, things are put under control. Students are going back to campus, but still there are a lot of prevention measures put in place. Say, for example, students have to sit with space in between, and also students have to listen to take classes in different classrooms. Therefore, in the post-COVID-19 period, there will be a lot of challenges for the online education. And we need to help the universities or schools to confront these challenges. We're going to use a case from the Xi'an University. Actually, in this university, a teacher can teach at the most 8 classrooms in different campuses. Secondly, they have a so-called RIM classroom. In other words, a teacher or instructor can teach at the most 150 students and have interaction with them. Teachers can upload and download their teaching material. Students can submit online their assignment and homework. And also there would be online real-time interaction between teacher and students as well. And then you can see this kind of video-like teaching scenario is posing great challenge to our campus network construction. There happened problems such as congestion of traffic or latency of communication or transmission of data, etc. And students, they need sometimes not only attend classes online, but also game online. According to surveys, you can see that videos, gaming, and downloading are accounting for the lion's share for online traffic. And, as instruction videos are now common practice for on-campus teaching, therefore, how can we satisfy user experience on campus? This is the biggest challenge confronting all of us. Now, our second example comes from the financial sector. What are the challenges confronting the IDCs? We use banks as an example. Now, everybody here knows that just between year 2002 and 2007, we call it Bank 2.0 stage. It is featuring ATM self-service banking service. It is the service is provided 7+24 hours, and most of the services are provided offline. Therefore, most of the data centers are on-premise, and therefore the rollout period is based on months. And between the year 2007 and 2017, we call it Bank 3.0, namely mobile banking. And for mobile banking, We have the mobile applications and the mobile phone banking services. A lot of services that were carried out in the past offline now are moving online. Because of the use of mobile banking services, innovation of business has accelerated or picked up its pace. Now, the rollout period has shortened to weeks. And for the third stage, we call it a pan-finance stage. In this COVID-19 period, just within very short period of time, within 1 week, the banks are already launching their online capital release green pass. And also within 8 hours, they can launch online cash management services. And for those donated money, their service charge should be waived as well. And the rollout period has been shortened to 1 day or even several hours.
But at the same time, we are seeing many challenges. For example, we are working with heterogeneous vendors, heterogeneous networks, and heterogeneous computing. This is a very big challenge, how to quickly deploy services with all these heterogeneity. And the next topic, I will talk about some additional requirements on cloud. Now we've seen many applications moved from offline to online. Now many industries are moving their services from offline to online. For example, airport. They have one ID solution. Maybe some of you have heard of it if you have traveled a lot. Maybe you have experienced at Shenzhen Airport. You can scan your face to go through a special lane. You do not need any manual check, stamping, and you even do not need to take out computers or umbrellas out of your bags. This is the One ID solution. And also for government affairs, they have one network solution as well. Yesterday, when I was checking in at my hotel, I saw the portal website of the Shanghai Municipal Government. And they have a slogan saying more businesses are moved online and more time is saved. So I visited the portal website. According to my understanding, now the application for ID cards, marriage licenses, household registration books, social security cards, driving licenses, even divorce licenses could be applied on the government portal in one stop. So applications are moved from offline to online, and this requires the seamless integration of enterprise and T networks. So this is a big demand on integration. And also, when businesses are moved onto cloud, different businesses may have different requirements on cloud. For example, finance focuses a lot on reliability, but government has a lot of focus on security. And for OTT, they care about concurrency and big bandwidth. So millions of applications needs differentiated capabilities on network. But our partners cannot do everything all over again. We hope we can provide open capabilities so that they can provide better experience. So after these above examples, I have summarized these 3 major challenges on networks. Firstly, take the school campus network as an example. Services on the enterprise campus network are increasing. So high-quality networks are required. We need to have a balance between heavy workload and high quality. And secondly, in a multi-cloud data center, the services are rolled out faster, in days. So we need to balance between the speed and the complexity of network. And thirdly, as I've mentioned, we have diversified scenarios, but we need to provide unified development experience for partners. Our enterprise ADN solution focuses on these three challenges to help customers and partners solve these problems and provide our capabilities. And firstly, we provide high-quality application experience, especially for campus network. Most of the equipment vendors, partners, and customers are changing their maintenance from equipment-oriented to application-oriented. And secondly, in a data center network, we provide clouds, multi-cloud scenarios. In the past, we provide automated capabilities for a single vendor, but now we provide multi-cloud scenarios connecting multiple clouds and multiple vendors. And also, we want to open our capabilities to help partners to innovate. In the past 2 years, more than 1,500 or around 2,000 sets of NCEs have been deployed on enterprise networks, covering major customers in finance and education and government. And we also provide 800 scenario-based APIs. And also, we provide a one-stop developer community to help partners and developers innovate quickly. And then I will show you 3 short videos to tell you more about our solution. First, let's take a video. Let's look like a video. This is a video about campus experience assurance.
可以了。好，我们先看一下高品质的应用体验的例子。
后疫情时代，全国53万所学校，2.8亿学生复课。
Okay, so this is a video about customer experience assurance. I'd like to show you how we guarantee high quality experience.
一个老师可以同时给多个教室的学生上课，如何保障多式教师课堂的高品质体验？华为 iMaster NCE 提供实时体验可视、多主体故障定位、智能网络调优，保障多式教室的课堂体验。全网监控，课程业务体验实时感知，呈现所有接入终端信息，发现体验劣化的终端，终端访问屡尝可实，快速理解是 AP 出现问题，根因分析是同频干扰导致，推荐调优方案，完成智能无线射频调优，保障课堂体验。华为 iMaster NCE。
Huawei iMaster NCE to provide support for high-quality campus experience. Okay, so from this video, we know that NCE can support a high-quality user experience. In Huawei campus, we've been working with Huawei IT teams to optimize the solution as well. Indeed, Huawei's campus is also a quite typical campus. We have 190 employees worldwide, and every day there are 20,000 meetings happening online, and we have 90,000 developers who are checking all the codes. Sometimes we're also seeing freezing video conferencing and slow downloading. But for a user, we care not only about the network. From the perspective of Huawei IT, that is how to allow different terminals to access network. So network experience visibility, difficult to locate faults are some of the challenges we're seeing now. First, in terms of end-to-end system, after summarizing our service experience, we now have 135 capability. Within 1 minute, we can sense the fault. Within 3 minutes, we're able to locate it, and within 5 minutes, we're able to restore the network. And now we have a self-adaptability function for terminals. We have 1,900 terminals that can be identified to guarantee their experience. And also, we need to extend to the application side to be able to sense their experience, to sense their changes, and to drive the network to find the faults and optimize it. And only by doing so, we're able to provide a more proactive network maintenance. And then let's take a look at another video to see how we roll out applications rapidly.
金融行业新业务早一天上线，就早一天领跑对手，获得客源。面对疫情，银行快速发布停车无感支付的各类服务，在多中心、多网、多厂商、异构计算的复杂网络中，如何实现网银业务快速部署？华为 iMaster NCE 提供基于意图理解、网络推荐和仿真验证的数据中心网络自动驾驶能力，一网对多云，加速业务上线。结合1万张网络实践和多年行业经验积累，理解业务意图。通过华为全球专家经验和 AI 算法，为用户提供最佳网络部署方案，基于数字孪生和仿真算法。全网全量变更验证，保证业务意图的零差错执行。华为 iMaster NCE 使能金融业务快速创新。
好，刚刚我们看了一下。
Okay, from the video, we see how NCE can support customer to quickly deploy services. On the right, we have 3 capabilities. The first one is intent-driven. It means we must understand application requirements on network and then deploy the network according to network languages. In the past, everything was done by experts, but now we make everything automated. In order to do so, there are 2 key requirements. Firstly, we've been working with many bank customers to innovate. We have identified 21 types of service intent interfaces, and these interfaces were not defined on traditional cloud platform, so then NCE can access more customer applications and systems. And then we have about 10,000 data centers deployed. And then but after adding AI algorithms and capabilities, we are able to recommend customers the most pragmatic solutions. And secondly, we need to guarantee 0 error in configuration. A big concern of network is change. Sometimes such changes may expose unprecedented or unimagined impacts on networks. And there are tens of thousands of cables in a network, in a data center, so it is very difficult to find a fault only by manual work or only according to people's experience. So now, NCE restores the protocol and the configuration models of switches in the DC in 1-to-1 mode and stimulates the network using mathematical algorithms, which solve the problem of full change verification. And also, we want to solve the problem of heterogeneity in multi-cloud scenarios. So we collected all the data we need, for example, the data of configuration, status, and traffic, and we want to build a twin base in CE. And we have shielded the differentiation of different vendors and cloud networks. And then I will show you a video to tell you how we work with partners and how does our Huawei developer community looks like.
精度小于3米，解决最后100米室内导航问题。基于位置信息，疫情期间找到同一时间、同一地点接触者、B类人员快速溯源。基于网络和应用大数据，识别沉迷游戏学生，采取限速限时约束。为了更好地支撑合作伙伴，华为提供云端一站式开发者社区 Dev Zone， 覆盖企业全场景800多个 API， 在线场景化开发工具，少量代码修改，验证结果所见即所得，帮助伙伴简化集成，快速创新。华为 iMaster NCE 加 Dev Zone 助力合作伙伴商业成功。
其实公司从
Indeed, from 2017, we already proposed a strategy called the Fertile Soil Plus Ecosystem. So we focused on the telecom enterprise network and provide an automated and intelligent fertile soil to enable partners' applications to grow, and we also try to create more value for customers. We also provide more than 800 APIs. And also we have a one-stop developer community, Dev Zone on the cloud, to simplify innovation and help customers to innovate quickly.
华为的全球的营销。
And with the use of our global marketing forces, we are helping our partners to merchandise or to monetize their marketing programs. Lastly, we think that maybe it's faster for one to walk alone, but it's much stable or much longer a journey to travel if you travel together with a crowd. So that's all for me. Thank you. We thank Mr. Guo Dazheng for his wonderful speech. And the autonomous driving network of Huawei enables a high-quality user experience, high degree of automation. And we are now innovating together with our partners so that the digitalization transformation of our clients in education and in other fields are also speeding up. Now today we have with us Madam She Chenyuan from China Construction Bank, who is from the Network Management Center of China Construction Bank, to share with us their practice. Good afternoon. Colleagues, good afternoon. I'm She Chenyuan from China Construction Bank. Just now, Mr. Guo Dazheng gave us a lively talk about the autonomous driving network of Huawei. Now, I want to introduce to you fintech strategy of our China Construction Bank and how do we innovate. As we all know that we have entered into the banking 4.0 age. In the year 2018, the Construction Bank has proposed its fintech strategy. And for T, here stands for top plus. Here T means that we have a kind of technology-driven innovation. And the O here stands for opening up. If we wanted to change the model of conventional banking and to build up a more open and intelligent financing ecosystem so that our data capabilities can be delivered in the form of services. Therefore, this is what we mean by O. Now, the word letter P stands for ecology or platform. We need to build our own platform. We need to connect to our partners' platform. In other words, connection is even more important than building a platform of our own. And the last symbol, plus, means encouragement of innovation. So here, TOP plus stands for our fintech strategy. We want to build ourselves into a modern bank that is developing its business based on innovation and a robust business. Now, let's talk about the requirement put forward by fintech. Mostly in the field of technology. Artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, big data, etc. For the key 7 major technologies, they put some requirement for networks. Say, for cloud computing and AI and big data, they want ultra-wide bandwidth and also low latency. And for mobile internet, we want omnipotent or ubiquitous connection and differentiated service. Now, the new business requirement is here to stay. Last year, there were a lot of reports on our so-called 5G plus intelligent banking services. At present, we have launched 6 sites for the intelligent banking services. We have made breakthroughs in technology in the following aspects. Number 1, these sites are connected directly with our headquarters through 5G technologies. In other words, we can gain flexibility in connection to these branch sites. Secondly, high bandwidth gives us stronger support. And secondly, about management of the equipment inside the site or on-site, we have done in centralized intelligent management for the cameras and for many other operations or equipment and devices. They have been managed in a centralized way at headquarters. This is what we are trying to innovate with IoT. Just now, we talked about the fintech strategy, the new requirement we are confronted with now, and what kind of intelligent financial network we need for future. Number 1, this network should have ubiquitous connection. Secondly, it should have a strong resource integration. Thirdly, it should be acting as a service. Next, it should have security collaboration. And lastly, it should have cloud network collaboration. In June of this year, maybe this is a very rich content slide. It is about the Construction Bank Network Plan 2020 that we released last year. We have a 3-year plan, a master plan of 2 + 1 + 1. Here, 2 means 2 network. 1 means 1 network management platform. And the other one stands for value-added service component for the network. Now, here we are talking about the IoT component and the cloud service component. Today, we focus more on autonomous driving. Therefore, I want to elaborate on this topic. At the beginning of last year, the data center of our company talked about the building of 6 platforms. O&M PaaS platform, public cloud platform, security management platform, network management platform, and the IoT platform. And for the network management platform, we follow the principle of using the operation and the maintenance PaaS platform as its foundation to provide PaaS basic capabilities. engine, process engine, authority verification, CMDB, among many other capabilities are integrated into it. And all other applications on a higher level are built on this foundation. For the intelligent network management platform, for the program this year, we focus on two dimensions. Number one, we need to improve SCOA of network service. We need to enable end-to-end rapid network service delivery. Let me be more specific. What does it mean by end-to-end? At the first level, we need to connect services on network at different interfaces. We have more than 20 plus categories of services: IP access, CDN, domain name, etc. For the application, all these services, once there is an application that is launched, there would be at least 4 service requests that is put forward. They firstly give a requirement for, for example, network management department say we want to have change in the address, and then they are told about the address, then they'll have to give a second instruction, or they have to raise a second request for the changed address. Therefore, the operator needs to know all the technologies across the network. This is highly difficult and challenging for them. Actually, they don't care what kind of IP is allocated to a given device or equipment. Therefore, for this year, for an application that is launched online, we need to give it integrated services. At least we need to leave out those network parameter-related services. For a launched application, at the bottom level, the computing, network, and storage are the basic 3 functions at the bottom level. And then, we have different departments responsible for different functions or services. However, for such an application, they'll have to raise a request for a related resource for different departments in charge. That would add to the workload. Therefore, this year, we want to launch 1 to 2 standard application launching scenario. Say, for example, online banking launch scenario. For one logic unit or cell, if they wanted to expand itself, then based on historically deployed technology unit, how can we add those custom-made units to it, to existing one? That will save us a lot of time and energy. Secondly, in the year 2017, we have begun a new innovation with our data center, later on with our backbone network, and then with our access network. Last year, in our 5G plus network, we are already trying this new method with it. That is to do software-defined network. And thirdly, we wanted to deliver network service as a product. In other words, this is a request put forward by the Construction Bank Group. We set up our public cloud center in the year 2013. And a lot of times we needed to output our business. We are shifting our role from financial service provider to a kind of IT service provider. Then the network solution plan should be able to be replicated in a fast way and to be scaled up quickly and to be put into use in a quick way. Therefore, we want to deliver our services more as a product that is easy to deploy and use. The second objective for building such an intelligent network management platform is to build an integrated O&M system so as to implement our digital network O&M. For this objective, we have 3 tasks to accomplish. The first one has to do with optimization of the architecture of the whole network to optimize the underlay and the overlay network. Secondly, we need to use CMDB, such a centralized distribution management system, to do unified management of the resources that are needed for deployment. Thirdly, we need to build a mechanism with the network management center at the headquarters sitting at the center, followed by the localized management team in different branches.
Okay, finally, when speaking of autonomous driving, you think it is something far away. But for me, I think this is a dream for all of us who are operating the network. We hope from planning to design to construction to maintenance, operation, and even optimization. The whole process is zero touch without any manual intervention. However, before the dream is realized, although there is still a long way to go, but we are on the way. I think standardization is important. We need to have standard modules of technologies and solutions. And second is digitalization capability. We are able to represent and demonstrate capabilities to all the operators digitally. And thirdly, service-oriented provision. And we hope to replicate solutions rapidly to reduce our workload. And the very last step is intelligence. That's all for my part. Thank you. Thanks, Mrs. Shou Chunyan, for her wonderful sharing. She has shown us CCB's new ideas and its joint innovation practices with Huawei. Next, let's invite Mr. Wang Jiabao, Director at Huawei Network Support Center, to talk about Huawei's own autonomous driving network applications in campus network. Please give him a round of applause. Distinguished guests, good afternoon. And then it's my turn to share with you our ADN best practices at Huawei IT. I will not talk a lot about how we built the network. Well, I can briefly introduce you about Huawei's IT. We have about 200,000 IT employees. We have 1,000 campuses. We have 5,000 retail stores. And we have dozens of factories and hundreds of warehouses. We also have training centers, classrooms. All of them are operated by us. Just as Mr. Wang Tao has said that we operate everything under Huawei. We also have 130 private lines. We have 3 EDC, 9 RDC overseas, and we also have many data centers. We also have data centers for pre-research campuses. Today, I'd like to share with you some of our practices. Basically, there are 3 parts of my sharing. First, I would like to talk about the challenges. And second, 3 elements of our ADNs. And finally, I would like to share with you a case about how we built a 5G 2B network for an untitled factory. First, challenges. Basically, there are 3 ones. Now, Huawei is also undergoing a digital transformation. We have 3 business groups, massive scenarios, about 61 scenarios. But what is digitization? It means we are able to move physical world businesses to a digital world. And we can also use digital orchestration to improve efficiency. We are also able to process data to generate more value. For example, in a retail store, we have data-driven business and operation. Therefore, the first challenge is how to build system rapidly and also build the digital world as soon as possible. This is the first challenge. And secondly, the new normal of work and life imposes challenges on IT because many things are moved from offline to online and a lot of work are operated remotely. We hope to maintain uninterrupted internal connections and close customer relationships. So this is the second challenge. And thirdly, now the boundary between a physical world and a digital world is vague. So how we can better protect our network to make it secure, this is another challenge. After talking about the 3 challenges, I then want to show you 3 elements about how we are able to deploy scenarios and also to cover different business scenarios, for example, 5G, 4G, optical networks, etc. IT needs to provide business SLA promises. So how can we provide reliable network to businesses to support them? We have AI, cloud computing, and IoT scenarios. We need to solve all the problems that may happen when we use these solutions. And also, security is another big topic. On one hand, security should be centrally managed. We need to manage security. If in a room everything is put everywhere randomly and you cannot find a thing that you need immediately, then how can you make sure your house is safe? This is the same in our scenario. We need to make our business highly arranged. So in a real case, we first decompose a scenario. For example, in this scenario, we have Wi-Fi 6, electronic whiteboard, smart door access, etc. We standardize all the equipment and provide cloudified services. We hope to build a standard scenario. On the right are some of our services. First is we do not need the service approval anymore. We can use Huawei platform to automatically allocate resources. For example, exhibition is a standard scenario. Cafeteria is another standard scenario. And there are standard backends to support these standard scenarios. When everything is standardized in the system, the hardware is plug and play, and the service is on the cloud. Every year we have 200 offices newly built. Because we have standardized scenarios, all the equipment can be used immediately. And we also have automatic provisioning of door access for those people on business trip. So standardized operation has helped us to define services and provision these services in a shorter cycle. And also on this page, there are 3 key tasks for us. First, it is important to have customized service. And second, which is slower, whether the application or the network? We need to find that out. And thirdly, how can we minimize the errors and even zero error, zero fault? We want to build a highly reliable network. We have redundancy for that. If one sensor is failed, then the redundant device can help. Maybe we don't have a forecast for a board cut. Then even there are redundant devices, these devices may still fail, especially for a single module. There were a lot of pain points caused by this problem. But after data mining, we are able to sense the failures in advance. For example, we are able to sense the failure in advance for an optical module. And we have different levels of highly reliable redundancy. But now overseas, there are 1,900 offices. It's impossible for us to train machines every day for the 1,900 offices. So we also have simulation capability to provide customized services. And second, which is slower, whether the network or the application? This year, we also have gone through a trusted engineering transformation. If everything is put in a line, then if one chain of the line is broken, then the line's security cannot be guaranteed. After completion, files need to be tested. So one testing package may be very big, about 3G or 5G. We have routes, pretty wide routes, but how can we guarantee the packet flows on these routes? How can we make sure the flow is smooth and rapid? But last year, after network awareness, we find that there are 80 tools to check errors. But these tools are pretty slow. It's like you are driving a car on the expressway, but you are driving slowly. You want to drive the car faster. So at this time, if I find you driving slowly, then I may remind you. But in real practice, it is not that easy because there are a lot of products, many tools, and they have pretty distinct functions. It is impossible for you to change them one by one. So while we are identifying those slow tools, we are also providing those tools that can provide speedy functions. It's like we are helping you to build an expressway, giving you a faster moving vehicle so that the applications can be carried out more rapidly. And then after moving businesses from offline to online, for example, every year we have hundreds of thousands of meetings every year. When we are doing high-end communications with CXO levels, it is very important for us to guarantee the experience. In the past, they had to have the meeting 3 to 4 days a time because they had to organize offline meetings. That took a lot of physical resources. But now, when everything is moved online, it is easier to have meetings. They can have meetings every day. So now, on the network, we have end-to-end path restoration from point A to point B. In the past, we tried to guarantee the path between an A and an B, but now we can even draw that out.
So as an example, for our CEO of our office, while they are talking to the customers about a dedicated line and a VPN, this, for something sensitive, we don't do it on our dedicated line. And you know, is it really truly running on that path? And after some adjustment or some changes to this path, and after AI investigation, then we find maybe some sensitive things are running on the dedicated line. Therefore, we can see we have a one quality awareness. Therefore, before or in or after the meeting, we can spot the problem beforehand or to prevent the happening of a problem beforehand. We have a centralized management for IT safety. The IT service application, we do register before use for terminals and applications. In that way, are we able to know for some of the applications whether they are okay after our safety scan or not? Who owns these applications? Where are these applications used? Therefore, these things should be registered beforehand. And once problems are identified, the applications will be isolated quickly. For IP address application platform is not facing our customers. Instead, for our registration management platform and the SS management platform, these are linked to them. Therefore, they are not linked with our customers or users. If our customers or users want to use a printer, however, they'll have to first of all enter into our management system to register before the use of it. Safety is not only maintained through network or security. It is a joint work between employee, client, and vendor, etc. Through identity defense, we are going to identify the identity of the employees. We have a firewall, outer edge prevention and management, security management system. We have identity fence, host fence, network fence, application fence, and the data fence. Each day, we can identify suspicious activities and alarms amounting to 100,000 per day. And we deal with 17 billion logs per day. And within less than 1 minute, we can clean DDoS traffic. Within less than 3 minutes, we can disable an account. Within less than 5 minutes, we can isolate infected devices. And in less than 5 minutes, we can block malicious IP addresses as well. And then in Dongguan, we are doing a pilot project based on 5G, our cloud, our edge, and also our applications. We want to build a 5G 2B network for an unattended factory. For the business part, for our AI application, we can do long-distance expert diagnosis. For some devices that are broken down, there is a need for to fix them. Therefore, we need distance expert diagnosis. And also, for some people, material, and many others, we need to locate them in a quick way. We have also image detection and survey technologies as well. For complicated applications, you can see reliability of our 2B network for unattended factory is 9999. And how about the 5G 2B network? Can we just propose our reliability requirement to the factories? The answer is no. In other words, so far, it is a 2C architecture. For 5G 2B network, it's part of our enterprise network. Therefore, based on the current capability of the client or the factory, we break down those required functions. This is high availability redundancy architecture to minimize the fault scope and impact. We have for some, in this network, enterprise network, it can operate in an autonomous way. If new applications are launched, they can be registered before they put it into use. And in such a redundancy architecture, we have a 5G Edge, which adopts a kite model enabling 5G networks in a factory to operate independently. We have a high availability of dual devices with dual routes in equipment rooms. And we have overlapping coverage of air interfaces on RPPUs of RHUBs in the same cell. For our HIS, it features 5G services. If I want to start a locationing terminal, there is no lead anymore for an application. Therefore, we embed our 5G self-service into the operation system of the enterprise. Therefore, we can do real-time fault detection and conduct a rapid emergency response. As was mentioned just now, there is a high requirement for the enterprise for dealing with a fault that happens on-site. Therefore, real-time fault detection is highly important. Once a failure happens, for a BBU, if there is a failure with BBU, there should be a quick detection of it. Now we are doing a kind of pilot project. Now we have covered 17,000 terminals, half of which is digital terminal, half of which is location terminals. This is really huge in quantity. And based on the business flow, take as an example. For the production of a mobile phone, what would become its production flow? Then based on our understanding of the flow, we are going to apply for orchestration based on the business flow requirement. Therefore, we can analyze the influence of a failure on our business flow or the production flow of a certain product. We can then start in a quick way a backup plan and then recover the failure. So this is to prevent the occurrence of a massive failure. We have rapid emergency response based on our real-time fault detection mechanism. Therefore, we can avoid the occurrence of serious disaster or problem. So with that, I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you. We thank Mr. Wang Jiabao for his wonderful presentation. The rapid business development of Huawei cannot do without the support of our network. Autonomous driving network of Huawei will openly innovate together with its partner and continue to solve the real-life problems of our customers so as to accelerate digitalization of our client. So how time flies. With that, we are coming to the end of this breakout session. We are looking forward to your feedback. You are most welcome to fill in our survey questionnaire by scanning the QR.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled things from far away. The special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are